What's up everybody? My name is Sabrina. I thrift to resell on eBay and Mercari. And in this video, I am going to show you what sold for me on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. And I thought I'd also show you how I plan on shipping these items. Not only is this my first video for 2022, but it's also my first video as a YouTube partner. So thank you so much to everyone that's subscribed. And please subscribe if you haven't, or at least consider it. And let's just jump right into this video. But as I filmed this video, it is New Year's Day. I did ship yesterday afternoon. So these are all the things that sold for me within the last 24 hours. So first I have these Joe's pants. I did purchase these about 1.5 years ago from a liquidation box. But I have decided that I no longer want to do liquidation boxes. I tried it. I figured out it wasn't really for me. I just didn't really feel like there was very much profit to be made. And it just wasn't worth my time. I just like going out and handpicking the things that I want to sell myself. I just think it's better that way. But if you're in a situation where you can't get inventory or it's hard for you to go out thrifting, liquidation boxes are great. This sold for $30 on eBay plus the cost of shipping. I actually sold these about a month ago and the girl returned them, which is one of the reasons why I don't really like selling pants. I don't really source for pants very often unless I can find them at a yard sale for really cheap, because I just noticed that I get a lot of returns on pants. Even though I do put the measurements in the pictures, it's just one of those things that people just need to try on, I think. So I do offer free returns. And when I list pants, I always make sure to charge for shipping. That way, if they come back when it's time to refund, I don't have to refund for the cost of shipping. So that's normally how I do it. These, I'm really lucky because they weigh less than a pound. So these are only gonna cost me about $5 and something cents to ship, because it is going into the same state. So it's not gonna cost me that much to ship these. And they will be going into a regular poly bag. So next on eBay, for $13, I sold this lot of little dresses that go to these mini Barbie dolls. I think they came out like in the early 2000s. They're like these little 2-inch Barbies, but these go to them. I got these at a yard sale with a whole bunch of awesome stuff. And yeah, I've already way into the profit zone in that particular yard sale purchase. So this is just all profit to me. And I am going to ship these in a poly bag. But the trick is, when I ship Barbie clothes, I stick a little piece of cardboard inside the poly bag. I feel like it just makes it more secure, and the chances of it getting lost are lower. So what I do is, like, if I have a big box and that I'm not planning on using for shipping because it's big, I don't have an item that big, I normally cut it down into really small pieces, and I use it for stuff like this. Next is these vintage Mickey Mouse pencils that sold on eBay for $10.50. I accepted an offer on these. I did buy these at a thrift store. I think I paid $1 for them. I really like selling vintage stationery stuff. They do great. And the way I plan on shipping these is, again, more of this recycled cardboard stuff. I am going to fold it around these pencils. I'm gonna cut it, and then I'm gonna stick it in one of these poly bags. So the trick is, if you sell something for really cheap, you gotta do what you can do to ship it securely, but yet ship it really cheap. That's a huge part of selling on eBay. You got to get your costs down as much as possible. Whichever way you can save money on shipping, do it. On eBay, I sold this Barbie dress. This is vintage from the 80s. I did list this quite a bit ago, probably like 8 months ago. It just barely sold. I accepted an offer and it sold for $13.50. I'm gonna ship this the same way that I'm shipping those other dolls, inside one of the poly bags with a piece of cardboard. Next is this super cute little Elsa doll. Now, if you're not too familiar with Disney, Disney is one of my strong points only because I am an obsessed Disney fan, so I know a lot about Disney stuff. So I saw a lot of Disney stuff. But if you don't know too much, take a look at the way this doll looks. She is an animators, and see, I claim to be like this Disney expert, I can't even say it. Or maybe I did say it right, animators. This is what they look like. This is a collection that they sold in the Disney store, and I believe they also sold them in the Disney parks, but it's mostly like a Disney store thing, and they're very popular. People love these dolls. I love them. We have a few of them. Me and my daughter have some here at home. These were like the mini dolls, but try not to get confused because they do sell some dolls that were like made for like Target and places like that kind of look like them, except they're just not as nice. So those ones don't sell for as much. This is more like what those ones look like. But if you come across the animator dolls, they do really well. I actually just sold last week a Lilo doll. She was complete. She had her little pet with her. She had her dress. And then she had her little tote bag, and she was in excellent condition. I was so excited to find her. I paid $6 for her at a thrift store, and I ended up selling her for $50 on eBay. So that was great, and it was just fun to have her at home with me for a little bit. But Elsa, she sold for $18. I accepted an offer. I think I actually bought her the same day that I bought the Lilo doll, so it probably came from the same person. I paid $2 for her, and she also came with a couple of other little Disney dolls for that cost of $2, and I've also listed those dolls too. So this was a great pickup. I was really happy with the outcome, and she is going to ship in one of these 4x4x4 boxes. If you sell toys or small items, I definitely recommend investing in these. They're great. And yeah, she'll be under 4 ounces likely. And I'll still wrap her like maybe in some bubble wrap or something. Next are these Disney Infinity toys. We've got Vision and Captain America. Now, at a yard sale, probably, I don't know if it was last summer or the summer before that, but we did buy a little lot of these at a yard sale for really cheap, but we were kind of thinking of keeping them. But we were doing a little bit of unpacking. Yes, I've been here in California now for about a good 4 months, I want to say, maybe longer, and we're still not fully unpacked. But anyways, we were doing some unpacking and we found these, and my husband was like, we don't really need them, let's just sell them. Most of these Disney Infinity characters don't sell for much. I like to bundle them. I think it's better that way, but there's some of them that are better to sell separately, and these two were them. I did list these both as their own listings, and somebody came and bought both. So the same buyer bought both. So I'll be able to combine the shipping. And one of these, I can't remember which one, was 12 and the other one was 10. But just be really careful with these Infinity toys. Don't pay up for them because they're really not worth that much. But if you can get them for really cheap, like in a bundle at a yard sale or something like that, I say go for it. And I will ship them in one of these eBay 6x4x4 boxes. These are one of my favorite things to buy with my credits on the eBay supply shopping store, whatever you want to call it. I always make sure that I'm stocked up on these. These are another great size box to have if you sell a lot of toys. I ship using these boxes every single day. All right, next is this little Missy doll. And she sold on eBay. I accepted an offer for $20. I have had her listed for quite some time now, several months. I think I was originally trying to get $40 for her, and I dropped the price a couple of times, and then someone offered me $20 and I was happy to take it. But I did want to bring up something. It is really great to look outside the box sometimes when it comes to sourcing. So where I had bought her, my mom took me to a little mom pop own craft store where they were having like a sidewalk sale. And they had all these tables out that had a bunch of craft stuff in it. And it was like fill up a bag for $5. They had a lot of vintage craft stuff. And this was part of it. And I did buy a lot of things. I got some like Disney, some of those wooden stamps, some vintage ones, and a bunch of like buttons and just like a lot of really cool craft stuff. And I did make a pretty good profit off of that bag, that $5 bag. So I say anytime you go shopping, always just have your mind open to finding ways to source. You can source anywhere. Next is this Snow White handheld vintage game, absolutely sealed, never been opened. Now I bought a huge box full of a bunch of Snow White stuff that was from the 90s. I'm pretty sure it belonged to an adult collector who just loves Snow White. And the whole box cost me $30, but I pretty much bought it because I wanted this. Me and my brothers had these games. One of my brothers had this Snow White one, and my other brother had the Aladdin one, and I had the Little Mermaid one. And I remember we would go like on road trips and we'd be sitting in the back of the car playing these little handheld games. And this just brought back so many memories of my childhood. And I knew that this was going to be worth something because I actually, not too long ago, was looking for the Little Mermaid one because I was going to buy it just for nostalgia. But upon doing that, I was able to see how much these can go for, and they were decent. So I really wanted that Snow White box for this game. And when I was looking up comps, this is a great lesson, guys. So listen very closely to this. So the comps on these, there was a lot of people that had it used. And the average selling price of a used one was about $20. And there was about 4 sellers that had this one sealed, and they were asking $120. They all had like the same price, each and every one of them. Was like no one wanted to compete with each other. It's so weird. But then when I looked at sold comps, the only ones that sold were the used ones. There was no brand new sealed games sold. So that's how I knew that the people who were trying to sell this for $120 had it listed way too high. I was not gonna put it for that price because I wanna sell this and invest the money back into my business, right? That's the whole point of this. I also don't want to be taken advantage of and sell it for less than it's worth. I wanna sell it for a good competitive price and make a good profit off of it. So what I did was I started to look at the other games, like the Aladdin ones and the Little Mermaid ones, and see if any of those ones sealed, how much those sold for. And I came up with a price of about, it looked like they sold anywhere between $60 to $90. So I felt like that was more where that price for this game needed to be. So I listed mine at $90 or $89.99 plus shipping or best offer. And within having it listed for just about a day and a half, I got an offer for $70. Now I did ponder on it for a minute. I wasn't sure if I wanted to let it go because I really feel like I could have probably get closer to the $80 to $90. But then I thought, you know what? I'm happy to sell it for $70. I paid $30 for the whole box. Let's take that money and let's invest it back into my business. So I was really happy to get the $70 for it. And I know that this is going to a collector. And yeah, this was a great sale for me. Oh, and then another thing, it's very, very close to being a pound. So I have to be very cautious when I ship this, but yeah, I also want to ship it very securely. So I found this Amazon box, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wrap it up in bubble wrap, but I'm going to use my box resizer over here, and I'm going to resize the box to make it a little bit shorter, because I'm gonna be cutting off some of the cardboard because I want to keep this under a pound because it can easily go over. So I did only charge this person for for first class mail too. I think I put $6.99 or $5.99 as the cost of shipping. So I really don't want to have to ship it priority mail. Yeah. But if priority mail isn't too much more, like if it's only like $1 or so more, I may end up shipping it priority mail, only because it'd be worth it to have that extra insurance. So I'm gonna play around with it. We'll see. So these last sets of items are all going to be Mercari sales. We've got this My Little Pony doll. It's just a little plush. She sold for $12, and I am going to ship her in a regular poly bag, and she should be under 4 ounces to ship. So it only should cost me about $3 and something cents to ship her. Next is a lot of Barbie accessories. These go to one particular doll. Okay, so I bought this Barbie at a yard sale. I paid $3 for her. She was new in the box. But upon looking up comps, I realized that she was probably more valuable by parting her out. So I opened her, I took her out. I'm gonna throw her inside this bundle of dolls that I have that just, I don't want to sell them separately, so I'm just going to bundle them. I threw her in that pile, and then I took the accessories, which is this. I had it listed for 12, knowing that I would take 10. Someone sent me an offer for 10, and I took it. And yeah, and then I also have one more listing, which is her outfit. So yeah, that's what I did. And this is going to actually, I'm not going to ship this in a poly bag because it has this purse in here that's made out of cardboard. And I feel like it could get damaged if I don't ship it in a box. So what I'm going to do is I am going to use one of these 4x4x4 boxes, but I do my own shipping on Mercari, and I use Pirate Ship to ship. And Pirate Ship doesn't let you ship 4x4x4 boxes. It's too small. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm going to have to put this box, it's fine. I'll have to put this box in this poly bag. And it'll still come up to under 4 ounces. So it'll be okay. Good thing it's the Hulk, and he is strong to survive a fall. I sold this Hulk doll for $17. I had him listed for $20, and I took the $17 offer. Totally fine. I bought him in a grab bag at a thrift store. I think I paid $2 to $3 for this grab bag, and it came with him, and it came with a wrestler toy and like 2 other toys. The other 2 toys are listed. He sold for $17, and then I sold the wrestler toy for about $13, which also sold on Mercari, and that was a couple days ago. So totally worth it. He is going to ship inside an eBay box, and this is, again, we've got my 6x4x4 boxes, which I love. I ship these out every single day. They go so fast. I buy these in bulk. And yeah, and the thing about shipping these eBay boxes on Mercari, I used to not like to do it. I would go out of my way to try to not use eBay shipping material for Mercari, but then I grew out of that paranoia and realized that was ridiculous. Who freaking cares? So I use my eBay supplies now on Mercari. And if you're like me and you don't like to, it's not a big deal. Just use what you got. Next, it's kind of hard to see, but it's just a lot of Barbie Ken clothing. This has 2 t-shirts and 2 pairs of shorts. So it's total 4 pieces. This sold for $15. I did get a bundle of Barbies, and a lot of the Kens were in really bad condition. The previous owner loved coloring their dolls with markers and cutting their hair, and yeah, Ken was a hot mess. So I decided that I would just throw that Ken away, or those Kens. There was like 3 or 4 of them that were like that. I threw them away, and I sold their outfits. But yeah, $15, and it's already inside one of these cardboards, so I don't need to add it. And it's just going to go inside a regular little poly bag. And the last item is going to be Famous Stars and Straps t-shirts. I love selling Famous Stars and Straps. They normally sell for me between $15 to $30, just depending on the t-shirt. But they always sell. So it's just one of those things where I know that the shirt will sell. They don't always sell right away, but they always sell. And I got this at a thrift store. I want to say this was from Savers. I paid like $2 for it. And this sold for $15 on Mercari. I accepted an offer. And it's just gonna go in a regular poly bag. So that's everything that sold for me during the second half of New Year's Eve and for the first half of New Year's Day. So this is about 24 hours worth of sales. So yeah, even after Christmas ended, I'm still getting consistent sales. I've still been trying to work really hard at it. It's been really hard to be doing eBay this last week because my husband took the week off work, my daughter's home from school, my sister-in-law was in town. So it was just one of those things where it was just like really hard to focus. But I feel like I did a pretty good job, and my hard work is paying off, as you can see, because I'm getting sales even during a time that most people would expect would be a slow time. So I'm really grateful for that. But now I'm gonna go ahead and ship this stuff. All right, so this is the satisfying part. This is my favorite part of shipping, is running out labels. So I ended up shipping that Snow White game, first class mail, but I added extra insurance to it and it still came out cheaper than what priority mail would have been. So I did it that way. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and put all these labels on the packages. Now when I do print out my labels, or when I do my shipping, I write all the customers' names on the boxes. That way when I go to put the labels on, I just compare the name on the label to the name on the box. So that's what I am going to do. And then I will have all these packages on my porch for Monday, and my awesome mail lady will pick them up. Thanks so much for hanging out and sticking to the end. I hope you found this video useful in any way. Never forget, when you thrift upon a star, your dreams will come true. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.